Welcome back to another episode of The Perspective. I am your host, Brooklyn 80s, back with another good episode for you guys today. But before we get into all of that, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you holler at me in the comments, all of the things. You know, YouTube appreciates that. So I want to say I appreciate you guys for supporting me. I appreciate the support. You feel me? But yeah, today we're gonna get a little bit into Chicago Sky's last game. We're gonna get a little bit into some of the other games that transpired. We're gonna talk a little bit about what I think needs to change. We're going to talk a little bit about America, things of that nature. We're gonna talk about what I think the problem is with Tyler Marsh and Jeff Palioka is. But before we get into that, let everybody jump in here. Let's let everybody pound in here. But we get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be discussing today. But yeah, I think it's time for Tyler Marsh to just get and go young, man. He's been trusting these vets, and these vets got him as the second worst record in the league. Right, these vets got him at what, 4-11? I think our record is 4-11. Dallas just got a win tonight, so Dallas just leapfrogged us. Even though we got less wins, less losses than Dallas, Dallas got more wins than us. So Dallas, without Page was sitting out tonight. Dallas beat the Mystics to put them at 5-13 on the season. So Dallas just leapfrogged us in the standings. CJ, what's going on, CJ? I don't know what LFG means. Let's effing go. Okay, I just understood it in real time. In real time. Let's effing go. I heard you. What's going on, CJ? But yeah, it seemed like Tyler Marsh, and it's weird because most coaches that wanna go young, that want to stick to the vets, those usually be veteran coaches that stuck in their ways. For you to be a new coach and you still stuck in your ways of not wanting to, trust the rookies or play the young players, that's crazy. You know what that tells me? That tells me that if Tyler Marsh was Angels coach in her rookie year, he would have benched her. He would have played Elizabeth Williams and I can't think of the other young lady's name that went to the Liberty. Can't think of her name right now, but the power forward on the Liberty, he would have played both of them over Angel and Kamilla in their first year. Would have talking about they gotta sit and learn. They gotta watch and learn. There's no reason why he didn't play Maddy Westbeld the other night against the Valkyrie. Yeah, I got you. I figured out his let's effing go. I figured that out in real time. Yeah, man. But listen, go tell everybody we live, man. We live. Tell everybody pull up, man. We live. But yeah, what I was saying, yeah, it's no reason why he ain't played Maddy Westbeld the other night. That's the real reason why we lost, because anybody who watched that game could see that whenever Angel wasn't under the rim, we didn't get the rebound. Whenever Angel had to go contest at the three-point line, we didn't get the rebound. Why? Because we don't have guards or wings that box out. And maybe they spoil you because they play with Angel and Kamilla, so maybe they just not used to it. But they didn't even try to give themselves a chance. If Angel wasn't down there, we didn't get the ball. And it's funny because that's why we lost the game a couple games ago. I believe it was versus Atlanta. Was it versus Atlanta? It might have been versus Atlanta, where at the end of the game we gave them like 3 offense. No. It was versus the Mystics. We was winning the game the whole game, and at the end of the game, when Angel wasn't there to get the ball, Kamilla was there. She could have grabbed it, but she didn't even grab it. Nobody grabbed it. The Mystics came up with 3 offensive rebounds at the end of the game to win that game. It was just like, yo, come on, dog. But again, all that goes to coach. I gotta blame all this on Tyler Marsh. This is Tyler Marsh, man. Tyler Marsh, he lost that game. I'm not even gonna because we all know what the major mistake was. I'm not even gonna shed light or go super hard on the miss. You know, him having them foul when it's still, you know, enough time to play defense and get the rebound back and go down and see if we could make a play. So him misjudging the time. Him misjudging the time cost us a game, but I'm not even gonna hold him accountable for that because people make those, that's a mistake. I'm not expecting Tyler Marsh to be perfect. I'm not expecting him to be a perfect coach, but I am expecting him to notice when we're too small. The lineup you have out there is too small. Don't get it twisted. I want to play a small ball lineup, but I also know, hey, I have a 6'3" player, 6'3" power forward out there who can play the 4 or the 5 for me, right? That can help Angel Reese get rebounds. Sitting on my bench, and guess what? She stretches the floor. So I don't know what's this thing about just having something against young players. It's like that's weird for a young coach. Philip Burian says, I told you the Sky needs Cheryl Swoops. The Sky needs something. They definitely need something. Skullbrain Nation says, yo, I thought they was lying. Angel Reese really the first player to get 35 points, 35 rebounds in 2 games. Players can only get 35 in 2 games, but can they get 35 points and 35 rebounds? Good question. Great question. Chicago Cheetah says, totally agree. Maddy needs to see the floor. Yeah, I don't really understand Tyler Marsh, man. I don't understand him. Kelly Van Lith, with her mistakes, is clearly a better point guard than Rachel Banham. Rachel Banham, she only really could shoot the 3. When you see her drive, it's a couple games ago, she was trying to, I think it's the game we won, if I'm not mistaken. She was trying. I think it was against the Sparks. She was driving in, trying to get floaters, and you see how bad she looked. Like she was struggling. Like if she didn't get fouled, the ball was going nowhere near the hoop. Haley Van Lith got all of that, man. Haley Van Lith could make a 3 for you. She could go in and make a midi for you. She could go in and finish at the rim for you. She's clearly a way better point guard. But this guy will not just say, you know what? You got to realize sometimes players make mistakes because they coach don't trust them. Most players, if you hear them talk, say, yeah, I got the trust of my teammates, the trust of my coaches, and that's why I was able to play so well, yada, yada, yada. You get what I'm saying? HVL don't have that because Tyler Marsh is weird. You know what I mean? To me, I just don't think he has the capacity right now to be a head coach. I don't think he learned everything he needed to learn. I think he needs to go back to being an assistant coach. You know what I mean? I think he means well. I support Black people. Let's start there. And also I support people growing and learning in the position. So I support Tyler Marsh. I want him to be successful. With that said, I gotta call a spade, man. He's not that good at his job. You get what I'm saying? He's just not that good, man. And then also, it's like I said, it's like one thing I hate, and this is just not just a Tyler Marsh thing. This is a few coaches in the WNBA I've noticed. One thing I hate is the amount of leeway veterans get and the short leash that rookies get. It don't make no sense to me. You can't have a vet. Kia Nurse is a perfect example. Shout out to Kia Nurse. She had a good game her last game. Hopefully she found her shot. Kia Nurse been stinking up the gym all year long. But, you know, he benched her. He eventually benched her, but she still get playing time. Like, she don't just sit. You get what I'm saying? Rebecca Allen disappeared ever since he put her in the starting lineup. She's been nowhere to be found. Anybody seen Rebecca Allen? She's still gonna get her playing time. The other night, the game we lost against the Valkyrie, Angel's out there as a center, right? He brings in Elizabeth Williams as a backup for Angel, but sometimes they play together. They was out there at the same time. Elizabeth Williams, they can't even get a pass to Angel because Elizabeth Williams keep running in the paint. You a veteran. Come on. And what happened to all that? Oh, yeah, everybody's going to shoot the ball. Everybody's going to shoot. Well, Elizabeth, stand your A in the corner. We don't need you in the paint if Angel's in the paint with her hand up. But these are the veterans getting to do whatever they want to do. And he won't play the young players. You don't think Maddy Westbeld, a 6'3" power forward that could dribble the ball, that got a jump shot, that could rebound the ball, you don't think that she would? In fact, let's pull up the numbers, man. Hold on, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let's pull up these numbers real quick from this last game. See if I can pull up this box score. Give me 1 second. Because I looked at this, and this ain't make no sense to me. June 28th. Why is it not showing me the games from before this? Let me come over there. Hold on. There we go. Valkyrie box score. All right. All right, here we go. Right. Let's look at what Michaela Wnba did. And let's look at what Elizabeth Williams did. Right. Let's look at what Michaela Wnba did and what Elizabeth Williams did. And let's combine them both together. Right. I want y'all to see what's what, right? So these are field goals made right here and attempted, and I want rebounds as well. There we go, rebounds. Let's go right here, and these are rebounds right here. So we know these are rebounds all the way on the end, and we know right here these are field goals, right? So this is Michaela's numbers right here. This is Williams' numbers. I thought one of them made a shot. They must have made a free throw. They both 0-3. I think one of them might have made a free throw because I feel like one of them had 1 point when I took a look. And these are rebounds. She had 3 rebounds. Michaela Wnba had 3 rebounds. And Elizabeth had 5 rebounds in this game. Right? 5 plus 3 is 8, right? So together they had 8 boards. And I think 1 point. I think they had 1 point. I got to go to free throws. They had more than that. Let me see. Free throws. Okay, she was 4-4. Okay. On the free throw line. So she had 4 points on the free throw line. And then Williams had 1 point from the free. So they had 5 points altogether. 5 points. So they went 5 of 8. 17 minutes, 22 minutes, right? Maddy Westbeld had a DNP. I think Maddy Westbeld could have did more than by herself. You give Maddy Westbeld about 25 to 30 minutes, she's going to have more than what they have. 5 points. She's going to have more than 5 points and probably somewhere around 8 rebounds by herself. You get what I'm saying? Because in that game, I don't know if anybody watched the Valkyrie game. Angel was being pulled out of the paint. She had to go guard the 3-point line sometimes. Every time she did that, we didn't get the board. When we didn't get the board, the Valkyrie ran out in the fast break, right? And 9 times out of 10, they finished. You know how you stop that? By adjusting and saying, okay, let me sit down Michaela Wnba, who he had as the power forward, who wasn't helping out Angel on the rebound tip. Let me put in somebody like a Maddy Westbeld, who's 6'3". So I don't know. Let me get to some of y'all comments, man. That just frustrated me. Chicago Cheetah says, totally agree. Maddy needs to see the floor. That's a fact. Chicago Cheetah says, this guy needs a qualified general manager, and then they can actually build a team around Angel, Reese, and Kamilla. Skullbrain says they need to really build around AR and Kamilla and get a vet coach. No more rookie. Yeah, that's in my notes too. I'm tired of rookie coaches, man. I'm tired of rookie coaches, man. I mean, there's a couple rookie coaches I will accept. Obviously, a Cheryl Swoops. Obviously, Elisa Leslie. You know, somebody like that, maybe. But I want a veteran coach. I want a veteran GM and a veteran coach, man. Because it seems like these rookies is taking too long to figure out how to win. We need people who know how to win in this league right now. CJ says Fever fans scratching their heads why Simpson doesn't play more. Sky fans scratching their head why Maddy doesn't play more. Yet lots of rookies around the league is getting good time and experience. I mean, that should tell you something. That should tell you who needs to be pushed out the league and who's, you know, keeping up with the times. Philip Berrien says either Tyler will be fired or he will voluntarily resign. I don't think he's going to voluntarily resign. CJ says, I remember 5 months ago they were talking about Maddy as a high first rounder. Chicago Cheetah says, totally agree. I think the rookies, you can see more playing time. That's the only way they will get better. CJ says, rookies playing for the sake of playing doesn't make sense, but rookies playing with potential need that floor time to see what's what. CJ says, Maddy locked in on contract for the next 3 seasons. Why not play her instead of playing players that won't even be on the team next year? Idiotic. Yeah, man. So that annoyed me. That annoyed me with that game. But let me get a little bit into my notes real quick. Oh yeah, let's talk about this also. Let's actually talk about this. I think I just had it up. Is that it? Yeah. So I wasn't able to. This game was actually live, so I was able to watch a little bit of it, but it froze, so I couldn't watch all of it. But no surprise here. These guys is locked in. Olivia Miles is looking good as she always do. Moving the ball. Hannah Stokey was doing what she always do. One of the best rim runners in college. Who else did I see doing anything? Kennedy Smith was locking down on defense. Joyce Edwards was like their best player out there, leading scorer. You know what I mean? That's all I really saw. I didn't really get to see nobody else really do anything, but I did see Kennedy Smith locking up on defense. Gianna Neekins knocking down outside shots. I was able to see that. And this is a lot of these players, not all of these players, but a lot of these players is going to be our next year's. They're going to be in the draft. You got Flage, you got Olivia. Not her. She should be in the next year's draft. Gianna Neekins. That might be it. Yeah, because I don't think she's coming out. I don't know when she's coming out. And I think she's coming out 2027. So, yeah, but USA looks good. Brazil, for the people who care about Brazil, Brazil also won their game, but Kamilla didn't do much. It was the girl on Indiana, Demanis. She played really good for them. Let me see if I could pull it up. Yeah, Demanis. She was like their go-to player. Kamilla did, obviously what she always do. She rebounded well, blocked some shots. Was one of them, if not, I think the most efficient player on her team. Yeah, the most efficient player was Kamilla, but there was Demanis that was doing a bulk of the scoring. But shit, let me get into my notes. So I got a lot of notes, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. We're gonna get into some things. I might be all over the place, but I'm not gonna be all over the places. These things need to be said. You feel what I'm saying? These things need to be said. So I got two separate notes. I'm gonna get in these first because I wanna point some things out. One thing I want to point out is I think the biggest problem with Tyler Marsh and Jeff Palioka, the reason why we struggling so much is their background. I don't know if I said this on a previous live because these some old notes. So if I said this, I'm gonna reiterate it. But Tyler Marsh and Jeff background is player development, right? And obviously the great thing about player development is you get to work on the player weaknesses. You get to show them some new things. You get to add things to a player's bag. You get to make them better. The bad thing about that being your background is not every player is going to get better. So if you running a team with a player development mindset, right? And you looking at certain players a la a Rachel Banham, and you see the point guard in them because you're a player development guy, but they not a point guard. They never been a point guard their whole career. It's been about years. I don't know how many seasons she played. I'm gonna assume about 10, somewhere around there. She ain't never been a point guard. So now you're trying to force a square peg into a round hole. Pause. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's their biggest problem. I think when they see the game, they see what players can be. Instead of like, this is the argument that I had a few months ago with some other people about Kim Mulkey. Is Kim Mulkey a good coach? And I got to take my hat off to Kim Mulkey, because what Kim Mulkey is going to do is say, F what your potential is. What do you do well? Go out there and do for me what you do well, and I'll make everything else work. right? And that's why under Kemoki, Angel had her best rebounding scoring season, because Kemoki put her in a position to say, this is what you do great, this is what I need you to do for me, and I don't need you to do nothing else. Whereas Tyler Marsh is saying, hey, add this and add this and add this to your game, which is cool. I'm not mad at seeing the evolution of Angel, but it's costing us games, right? And I'm not saying just with Angel, I'm saying the whole team in general. It's costing us games because now you got a whole bunch of players. Rachel, you go be a point guard, right? Angel, even though you ain't do it in 5 years, this year I need you to be a point forward for me. And then all these other players who you told me was going to be able to shoot threes ain't shooting threes, right? I heard you said everybody's going to shoot a three. So Elizabeth Williams ain't attempt one. They playing a same game. So this offense that you got in your mind that you envision ain't happening. So I think the biggest problem with Tyler Moss and Jeff P and why they need to be replaced as soon as possible is they looking at the game from a player development point of view instead of we need to get wins right now, so I need you to do for me what you do well. Hey, Rachel, you're not a point guard. I don't need you to play that many minutes. I need you to sit down and let a point guard be a point guard. And Haley Van Lith, I know she's young. I know she's going to make mistakes, but that's where coaching come in. That's where coaching come in. Even Kim Mulkey, even when she struggled at LSU, Kim Mulkey still had her out there to play the position. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's a big issue, is they background just getting in their way. And then the other thing is Chicago just don't have no identity. Every single night, Chicago try to play the game a different way. Whatever works for them, they could win a game one way. You know, I'm looking at these numbers here on the screen with Angel. I've seen them win a game with Angel coming down and facilitating and doing all these things, and then the next game they won't have the ball in Angel hands. The ball will be someplace. Now Rachel Banham is over there trying to facilitate, and it's like, yo, we just won yesterday doing something totally different. And then they'll win a game locking up on defense right in the fourth quarter. Not the whole game. They haven't played a game. They haven't played defense for the whole game all year. But they'll win a game playing solid defense, and then the next game they won't play no defense. It's like they don't know who they want to be. And in order to really be a good team in basketball, you got to have an identity. So they got to figure out who they are, what type of team they're going to be every single night. You got to be the same team every night. Right? So that's another issue. That's another issue they need to work on. And then I'm going to say this. This is more wishful thinking. I ain't even going to lie to you. This is more wishful thinking on my part. Matter of fact, let me see if I got some real names, because I know I wrote them down somewhere. I know I wrote them down somewhere. I don't know where I wrote them down, and I'm going to have to find it. But my wishful thinking is Masai. Masai, I don't know how to say his last name. Don't kill me. But the general manager for the Toronto Raptors is available. Now, I don't know what the money difference is like. I don't know if it's a huge difference or not. But if we could get Masai as a general manager, we got one of the best GMs in basketball. I don't know if y'all know who Masai is, but Masai is the guy that brought Kawhi to the Toronto Raptors to win the championship. Right? Masai is a guy who basically made the Denver Nuggets relevant when they after the Melo days. Well, I think he was there during Melo too. I'm not sure, but he made the Denver Nuggets relevant. Masai, and I forgot he worked for another organization too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he's one of the best GMs out there. Now that's just wishful thinking. He's not coming to the W. But if he does, or he interested, you heard it here first. We need to get him. I had a name of some GMs that worked in a W before, but I don't know where I wrote it down at, because I did some research on this, and I found some names, but I can't find where I wrote it down at. Not here. Oh well. I'll talk about it another time because I can't find a GM. But anyway, matter of fact, some of you guys might know. Some of you guys who might be more knowledgeable than me. The GM, I believe, I can't remember his name. I'll look it up. But the GM I'm speaking of, I believe, was the GM before. So a GM, the Aces GM got fired. See, it was a lady. She got fired, but she pretty much was the GM after they was already the championship team. It was a GM before her of a man. I think he might be in Atlanta right now or something. I got to take a look. But he was a GM that put together that Aces team. That's the GM I want. I want him. I thought I wrote his name down somewhere, but I can't find it, so I can't think of it off the top of my head. But I know he worked in the Aces organization before the lady who took over, and I think he might be with an organization right now. So I think he's with Atlanta right now, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think he might be a good GM to take over for Chicago, and then coaching wise, like I said, I want a veteran coach. Bill Wnba comes to mind. Somebody like that. And I don't know who else, because I want to think of WNBA coaches. Because, like, listen, again, I don't know if he'd do it, but I would love a Mark Jackson or somebody like that. You get what I'm saying? I would love somebody like that to coach, but I don't think Mark will coach in the WNBA. Maybe he will, because he's been blackballed from the NBA for whatever reason. So maybe he will coach in the W. If he do, that's a really good coach. So all right, moving on to my next topic. So I think HVL got the same issue that Kamilla has, and that's like a unselfish. Right now they playing unselfish. HVL at her best is a aggressive, is attacking guard. So once she realized the type of playmaker Chicago needs, I think she'll take off. Right now she's trying to be the playmaker to just run the system. Right? She's just trying to run the system. I think she needs to be the scoring playmaker, meaning look for her own shot. Right? She needs to look for her own shot off a pick and roll and then make plays out of that. I think that's the mistake she's making right now when I watch it. She's just trying to be a pure playmaker. That's not who she is. She's a scoring playmaker, right? And then she also needs to understand what her strengths and weaknesses are, right? She's not the fastest player. She's not the biggest player. But what she is crafty, right? She's physical. And she plays well through initiating contact. So I think once you start to do that too, it's going to really help her out, because now she's not going to try to beat people off the dribble. You don't have to. You're not the quickest guard. You get what I'm saying? I allow somebody like a CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum isn't the fastest guard on the court, but his craftiness, he's still able to get to wherever he needs to get to. He's still able to get to his spots. So HVL at a 5'7" size, right? She's physical though. She's a tough 5'7". So she needs to start using her body to her advantage. So I think if she does that, she could take her game to another level. Man, I see y'all watching me. Y'all not rocking with me tonight. What's going on, man? Y'all not talking to me tonight. Y'all not. Did y'all hit the like button? Did y'all at least do that? Y'all upset with me because I put a goal out there. I got a goal out there. I'm trying to get some super chats because y'all been lazy. Y'all been lazy the past few shows. You know what I mean? Y'all doing what y'all doing tonight. Y'all watch me. Y'all watch me. Y'all don't want to send me no love. What's going on? It's all good. Continue doing what y'all doing. I'm gonna continue doing me. It's all good. So Ari McDonald, let me touch on that too. Everybody was so hyped on Ari McDonald because of what she did with Indiana. Shout out to Ari McDonald. And shout out to Indiana picking her back up. But we didn't need her. Let's be clear. You can't turn around in one breath say you don't want Georgia A more because she's too small, right? Which is what a lot of y'all said. You know what I mean? We can't have a lineup. Obviously, Vandersloot is hurt now, so she's out. But Vandersloot was 5'7", right? HVL is 5'7". So those are 2 5'7" guards. We are already too small. You only want one. 5'8" is a new like threshold of shortness in the WNBA. So you can have a 5'8" and a 5'5" guard, 5'8" and a 5'6" guard, 5'8" and a 5'7". But you don't. If you under 5'8", you don't want multiple of those guards, right? So you don't want too many 5'7s on your roster, too many 5'6s, too many 5'5s. If you have one, you want one. Aaron McDonald is 5'6". I don't know if y'all know that. Because a lot of y'all was so thirsty to get her. Right? I was okay with getting her, but I really didn't want to. I'd rather develop HVL, me personally. But I just wanted to remind you guys that Mo Jeff, whether she's playing or not, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to see her next game or not. But she's 5'6". HVL is 5'7". Courtney Vandersloot's 5'7". Ari McDonald's 5'6". I just want to put that out there for all you people who might not know the height and just sort of game. You understand what I'm saying? So that's somebody who we don't need on our team. She's a good player. If we didn't have any other short guard, I would say bring her. But because we have so many short guards, we need a bigger guard. The funny thing is, look, this is one of my notes from before the last game. This is one of my notes from the Sparks game. I said, I'm not impressed with Chicago's win. I'm happy they won, but they didn't address any of their issues. And the funny thing is, when you look at after that Sparks game and you look at that Valkyrie game, we should have beat them. We should have won. And I felt like obviously we lost that game again, rebounding wise, and we lost that game on points in the paint. We didn't guard the paint at all. So they was able to get whatever they wanted in the paint, and we didn't. They guarded their paint. We shot the 3-ball well, but we wasn't able to get nothing in the paint. And then on top of that, again, we ain't play no defense. This is another game of no defense, right? It's just that usually because we have Kamilla, usually it's a 3-point line that kill us. We can't really say it's a 3-point line, and then usually we don't make our shots, right? So if this was a typical game for us where we don't make our threes, then it's the same game because they got busy from the 3-point line too. They played solid from the 3-point line and they killed us in the paint. Whereas we actually shot the 3-ball well against the Valkyrie, but we didn't get anything in the paint. So this is another game of bad defense. You got to put that on Tyler Marsh. This is another game of Tyler Marsh making bad decisions, right? That goes on Tyler Marsh. Like I said, him telling them to foul at the end of the game when it was still time on the clock to get a stop. And then Tyler Marsh having in a bad lineup, which is typical Tyler Marsh, and then making a bad adjustment, right? You got Angel and Ewell both out there at the same time, and they in each other's way. That's another thing. Listen, shout out to Miss Goody Two Shoes. I want to give her credit on this, but I feel the same way she do. I feel like a lot of these vets don't respect Angel, right? They get it. It's too many times where she said it for Kamilla, but I said I see it for Angel. There's too many times where Angel is running down the middle with somebody's cell with a hand up, and they won't throw the ball. They'll throw it someplace else. Yet, anytime Ewell goes do that, Ewell goes down the line. They find a way to get Ewell the ball. So they need to listen. And you already see Angel is your best player. You see what's going on already, Milky Way. You see Angel is your best player, so you might as well start catering to her, right? I'm not saying give everything to her. Have an offense, and then you see Angel's a willing passer, so it's not like she gonna put anything up. If she sees somebody open, even if you hit her, she gonna make the next play. So I don't know. That's just something. That's something I'm noticing. It's concerning, right? It's concerning because it's like, yo, if I'm noticing it, that means the coach notices it, but he's not doing nothing about it. Because the players ain't gonna change their behavior until you sit one of them. Until they lose minutes. So I don't know. Another thing I've noticed, and I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. I love the development that Angel had in Unrivaled. I love her working with Lisa. I love the progress that I see with her game. But the only issue that I had is starting to come true. And that issue was, yeah, she's getting better, but she's playing as the only big out there, right? She's playing in the paint where she don't got no, again, just like I said, Ewell getting in her way, she don't got nobody in her way. When she come back to the league, she's going to be playing with a 6'7" center. You can't play in the paint like that. You got to be on the perimeter, and she didn't develop that part of her game. She developed her in the paint part of the game. So the things that she actually worked on this off season, she can't really use. She can use it now because Kamilla's out, out with her team, but she can't really use the stuff when Kamilla's out there. She got to be more of a perimeter player, which is what I wish she would have worked on more. I'm hoping that this off season, she works more of her ball handling, more of her decision making, and more of her scoring off the dribble, because that'll make her a more dynamic player. Right? She needs to work on her game more with the ball in her hands, opposed to and then also that's another thing I thought of too. She needs to start taking the game in her own hands, because again, sometimes these vets don't hit her when, and that's another thing that hurts her efficiency, right? Think about it. You a player, you comfortable, you saying hit me now, they don't hit you now when you want it, and then the ball finds you when you don't have the same type of position. So now you got to try to score off of that. So that's another thing that hurts her efficiency, is she don't have players with the IQ to say, oh, now this is the window. By the time they see her a second late. So they like, God, I can't get it. I'm gonna go over here. But they have the IQ and the ability to find Ewell when Ewell is in that paint corner for the ball. They found her though. So I don't know. That's a little bit annoying. But I do think Angel needs to work on in the offseason, she needs to work on her game more on the perimeter, playing with a big. As long as her Kamilla together, she doing a good job now too. Let me not, this is just me critiquing. my favorite play and seeing where she could get better. She's doing a good job now, but I'm just saying that that's where she could take her game to another level. Also, where she could take her game to another level is being that she's handling the ball, she got to figure out moves and how to get to her spot, free throw line extended, and shoot the ball from there. Because I noticed yesterday from the Valkyrie, I loved it. I don't have no complaints. When she was open, she had that one time when she hesitated. That annoyed me. Angel, stop hesitating. Shoot the ball. But outside of that, she was shooting the ball, right? And she did hit the 1-3. And I don't mind her. If I was her coach, I would tell her to take three threes a half. I would tell her to take 6 threes a game, right? But I don't want her to live at that 3-point line. I want to take them in the flow of the game. You open, let it fly. Where I want her to take the majority of her shots is that free throw line extended area, where she could get in her bag. She could hit a little hesitation move. She got a little dribble skill, so she can hit a little, you know what I mean? And then pull up from there. I would much rather her take that midi shot a lot more than her like relying on a three. It seemed like because she's standing at the 3-point line so much in that offense, the shot she end up taking is a three. I want her to take that midi. I feel like she'd be much more efficient if she take that midi. She showed it in the Liberty game. And that Liberty game, a lot of people want to forget that game because everybody else is trash. What she was doing in that Liberty game was being a leader, right? And she was making her shots with contested from the mid range. She was contested, and she was knocking them shots down. So I know she could do it. She just got to get more comfortable doing it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, man, and that's my that's all the notes I got. Brian Allen Hines. Shout out to Brian Allen Hines for the $5 super chat. Or $5 stickers. No, actually, it's no chat. But I appreciate you, Brian. Listen, everybody who came in here, if you ain't hit that like button, make sure you hit the like button. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe to the channel. We talk all things women basketball. You get what I'm saying? Let me get into we can get into wings real quick. Real quick. Wings got their 5th win tonight. Led by JJ Quinterly and Isaiah James. JJ, first of all, she's they got her height wrong. She's heighted, if that's a word. JJ is 5'5", 5'6". They got her at 5'8". That girl is not 5'8". But she is tough. She's a type of short guard that I wouldn't mind on my team, right? The way she plays. She's she's a point guard for real. She gets that team organized. She gets that team in the offense, and then also she plays solid defense as well. She's tough, she's fast, so I want to give her some love because she's a big part of the reason why they got that win tonight. When Paige come back, it's crazy because when you look at Dallas, right? Dallas has Ty Harris out, they got Paige out, they got Maddie Segrest out, and Dejanay out, right? Those are 4 major components. So for them to have all of those players out, without making excuses and to go in to play Washington tonight and get a win. Shout out to them. I know they had Enrique on the floor, but Enrique, as we can see, can't do it by herself. So yeah, I wanted to give the Wings a little bit of love on that. Getting a 5th win without Paige. Shout out to Paige. Hopefully she'll be back soon. And then that's why. I was like, yo, why is it doing that? Then Anissa got her double-double. I missed that game. I was watching the Chicago Sky game. Where's that? Right here, right? Yeah, so I was watching this game. So all of these games that came on at the same time, I missed it. But I think she had 20 and 11? Some shit like that. Yeah, 20 and 11. They got smacked though. Right? They got smacked, but I just wanted to shout out what y'all call it, Niece the Beast. That's what y'all call it. Shout out to Niece the Beast, man, with her first double-double. Her and Angel gonna run it up. When she get comfortable, her and Angel gonna run them double-doubles up. This team, I already gave my opinion on this team before. Brian Allen says Anissa Murray look good for Connecticut. Yeah, she getting better and better. Every week, Brian, she get better and better. I gave my opinion on this team before. I said that they need to send Tina Charles to the Aces because the Aces need Tina Charles. Tina Charles need the Aces. They might as well need to make that move. I don't know what the Aces have though, as far as like draft capital or anything like that. But if they could pull that deal off, I would make that move. That gives Anissa Murray a starting position. Again, it's time to go young. Ain't no reason to be losing ththese games with vets. This is the silliest thing in the world. This is one of the things that the WNBA need to grow in. Play your young players, especially like if you the Liberty, if you the Minnesota Lynx, if you win these games, cool. Do what you need to do. If you at the bottom of the standings, play your young players. It just don't make sense not to. And they need to send Marina to someplace where thing like she did for Connecticut last year, where she could be like a 6 woman or something like that, and get some assets back. So it's time. The young players on the team is really good. JC Sheldon is a really good 3-point shooter, solid point guard. You got Olivia Nelson, a daughter that finally starts, right? She getting a starting position now, right? So you need to get it. Sanaya Rivers is already starting. And she, all she needs is more experience. So this is a team that's not looking too good now, but that has a very bright future. What's going on, Ms. D? Brian Allen Hines says, right, Brooke. That's why I had said the Sky need to waive some of the veteran protected contracts, if not all of them. I wouldn't say that because loyalty, right? So they not gonna. I'll give you an example of what I'm saying. Kia Nurse is a veteran and she's making 100 and something thousand. They're not gonna do her like Indiana just did DeWanna Bonner. They're not gonna waive her because of loyalty, and I respect that. That I understand. Somebody like Mariah Jefferson, isn't unprotected. She's protected. But somebody like Mariah Jefferson, I would have understood because she's not even playing. she's just sitting on the bench, right, collecting a check. So somebody like that I understand. But somebody that's playing, putting, even though they playing bad, but they putting in work for us. I don't see them just cutting them. But they should just buy Mariah Jefferson out. If I don't know. That's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? But let me see. Where we was at. That's July. I done skipped the whole month. My bad, y'all. I'm looking for June. I'm in July. There we go. Yo, this game right here, Dallas should have won this game, yo. Page kicked up 27. Enrique with 15, Azai with 14. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote right there. Paige ain't had to help. Paige needs, this is WNBA. You gotta have a solid big woman in the WNBA. Ms. D says 6 Women Sports says they should buy Mo Jeff out. That's a fact. They definitely should buy her out. I'm gonna give my brother Nate. Let me give Nate credit on this one because Nate say this all the time. But it depends on how you feel about this player. I don't know if you feel like she's gonna come into the W and dominate. But the girl from, help me out. Y'all already know I'm gonna forget her name. The girl from UCLA, the big girl. Paige needs her power forward or dominant center, somebody that could be her sidekick. So Nate always says the girl from UCLA next year in the draft that they're gonna pick up. Maybe they will, but that's what Paige needs, right? Paige needs her. You got Asia on the Aces. You got Fee in Minnesota. You got Breanna Stewart in New York. You got all these players. Paige don't have hers. Lauren Best, thank you. Paige don't have that big. Because right now when you watch that team, it's just like, I don't know. That's why I was even saying, listen, I don't really want to give up Kamilla. I'm cool with keeping Kamilla and riding this train, pause, for as long as we can. But if they do break up the Kamilla Angel tandem, I feel like sending Kamilla to Dallas and sending Enrique to Chicago, however you make that deal works out for both teams. I feel like it works out for both teams. Shout out to Leah Rue, the big that's there now. She's playing solid. She's playing solid for Dallas, but I don't know. I think they might need. They might need a better big than Leah Rue. Shout out to Reddit Milky Way for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you. She says, hit the like button and subscribe. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? But yeah, Hot Boy Coleon says, don't forget, Brooklyn, I'm giving you Big T also from Dallas. Big T. Oh, Tara McCowan. Big Tara McCowan. I mean, she's not gonna get. We'll take that. She's not gonna get. She's coming off the bench. She's gonna be a relief player for us. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely take Big T because we're gonna need Big T in situations when we got to go up against a one of them bigger players anyway. So we'll take her. She ain't gonna get no minutes, but we'll take her. You know, as long as we get a Rike, we'll definitely take her. Hot boy Carleon says, "LOL, you stupid." Young. I want to say Messiah. If I said your name wrong, I apologize. He says, "You ain't talking about shit to the subscribe for people just saying that shit now just because they live." All right, if I ain't talking about nothing, then this might not be the page for you. The funny thing is, I think I know who you are. Ain't you that dude? Because it looked like you changed your name, right? So you come in here on some disguise tip. Ain't you the dude that always be disrespecting Angel? Ain't that you? I think that's you. So that's probably why you feel like I ain't talking about nothing, because I'm not in here disrespecting Angel. I guess if I was in here being a coon like yourself and I was disrespecting Angel, I'll be talking about something. Hot boy Coleon says, and I give you DJ with I get it. You trying to get them off your team. I'm thinking about realistic moves. If you want to talk about something realistic, we could talk about it. You dig? But if you just Lotus Flower Maya says, "Hey Chad, what's up, Maya? How you, Maya?" Anyway, yeah. Paige needs help though. Paige needs help. Ain't none. I'm chilling, Maya. I'm chilling. Then Alyssa Smith. Man, listen, I think the verdict is out on Alyssa, man. I didn't want to write her off because I thought she was a good player. I just thought that Indiana just didn't use her right, but it's a perfect opportunity right now for Alyssa Smith to really make her bones in the league. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is what her fourth year. I believe it's her fourth year because she's been in the league one more year longer than Aaliyah Boston, right? And I believe this is Aaliyah Boston's third year. So this is supposed to be her year where she's showing people that, she was worth that lottery pick. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Hotboy Coleon says, "Oh, she gonna be out the league soon." What you talking about, Alyssa? Henry T. Hurley says he probably got one of them Kevin Durant burner. That's cool with me. I mean, I have on you gotta subscribe to my page to comment. So he subscribed to my page just to make that comment. I don't know if he gonna stay subscribed. He welcome. I ain't got no beef with homeboy. As long as he don't bring that nonsense in here, we good. So he just another subscriber to me. But listen, I do have getting back to what I was saying earlier, I do have a goal. I don't know if it shows y'all when y'all come in. It's my first time doing it. It's a goal of, I believe, $25 super chats. I got over 20 people in here. So listen, man, $5 ain't gonna hurt you, man. Saying, two people. Shout out to Brian Allen Hines and shout out to Reddit Milky Way. Sent me $5 already. So we already we only need 18 more. Oh, there we go. Reddit Milky Way. Shout out to Reddit. We only need 17 more, man. So listen, $5 ain't gonna hurt you, man. If you enjoying the content. If you ain't enjoying the content like homie Young is, young Messiah, if you're not enjoying it, I understand, no problem. But if you enjoying the content, man, $5 ain't gonna hurt you, right? Shout out to Reddit Milky Way. Reddit Milky Way sends the $4.99 super chat. Says Young Messiah. I'm gonna say Messiah. I hope I'm saying your name. I'm trying to get it correct. I don't know if it's Messiah or whatever, but I'm gonna say Messiah because I think that's how you pronounce it. She says Young Messiah is a weirdo, and I tend to agree because this is not my first time seeing him in the chat. That's kind of how I was able to recognize him so fast. I forget his actual name. That's how important he is. I forget his actual name, but he got a page I believe, where he makes his money, or he gets subscribers off of disrespecting Angel Reese, which is weird. As a grown man, to like look forward or go out of your way to disrespect a woman, especially a young woman at that. That's weird energy to me. But hey, to each his own. We built different. You know what I mean? Maybe we was brought up different. Liquid Ocelot says Maddy and HVL in the starting lineup. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, especially right now. I feel like Kamilla. I feel like when Kamilla comes back, Maddy shouldn't be in the starting lineup, but she should be in the rotation still, right? Or maybe she can be, because I got a dream lineup. I want to see what Angel look like at the 3 with her new dribbling ability. Maybe Angel fits at the 3 now, and if Angel's at the 3, then we could play when Kamilla come back. We can still play Maddy at that 4. So if Maddy could play that 4, I mean, if Angel could play that 3 and we put Maddy at the 4, I like the lineup. But if we keep Angel at the 4, when Kamilla comes back, Maddy can come off the bench. It's fine. But right now, while Kamilla is out, Angel needs help. She needs help on them boards, man. And them other players ain't doing it. Liquid Ocelot says, plus, HVL play with, I think he's just saying with Angel. Okay. I think you put the in the wrong place. Threw me off a little bit. Plus, HVL played with Angel at LSU, so if anybody can give us some good passes and set her up for some easy buckets, it's definitely HVL. And that's a fact. And both of them, right? Because Angel, the way Angel plays, she has good chemistry with HVL too. We seen it in the Connecticut game where she'll dish it back to HVL. HVL can pull up and hit the shot. Because HVL, her whole college career, was a scorer. She's a really good scorer. That's why I feel like Tyler Moss is using her wrong. But, again, ain't nothing we can do but keep saying it until either he adjusts or they get a new coach. You know what I'm saying? Here trying to change the screen, and I backed out the whole browser. My apologies on that. But what I was saying was, we back. Y'all can hear me, right? What I was saying was, tomorrow we about to play the Sparks. And another thing I realized, I don't know how my audio sound, but another thing I realized clicking out and clicking back in was that I had the audio coming through my MacBook instead of my mic. So hopefully the audio sound good the whole time. Right, an hour in. But tomorrow we play, this is so stupid. I got to do this every time. Tomorrow we play the Sparks. And we're going to have to do it differently. Because Kamilla was a big part of us beating the Sparks. And I think we can do it. Steady serving. What's going on, my brother? I don't know. This is good. Solid thing. Because it's coming through the right way now. I think we could do it if we make the adjustments I said. Now, I know he's not gonna start HVL. We already know that. Like he's stuck in his ways. He's gonna have Rachel Banham out there. All right, cool. But hopefully, instead of Michaela Wnba starting, he realizes he needs a bigger body Hopefully he gives Maddy Westbeld a shot. Even if he don't start it, if he bring it in, quickly, because that's what coaches do sometimes when they, when they realize they should have made an adjustment a long time ago, they'll still keep the same lineup, but then just make the change really early in the first quarter. So hopefully he makes that adjustment. And I think we could probably get that win tomorrow. We got to get the win unless, listen, I can't imagine Jeff P is happy right now. We with the Wings winning that game, even though our records are still, we have less losses than them. They have more wins than us. They jumped us in the standings. And if we lose another game, listen, it's Connecticut and us. It is what it is. It's Connecticut and us as the worst teams in the league. You get what I'm saying? Steady Servant says, love you. We do need HVL and Maddy to play, but she isn't, because brother, he's stuck. Now that's a fact, man. That's a snap. That's what I've been saying. I've been saying this for the past couple, so I already know he's not. That's an adjustment he's not gonna make. And when he finally does make, because it's gonna happen, HVL is a better point guard than Rachel Bannon. So once he finally starts to feel comfortable, like, okay, either he got to get fired or he's going to get comfortable at some point. I can't see him playing Rachel for the whole season. Over HVL is what I'm saying. Rachel ain't been playing terrible. I want to give her some credit. She has not been playing terrible, but she just have too many limitations that we all know. She's not the best dribbler. We see her struggling to dribble every time she brings the ball up the court. I'm going to give her credit because she don't turn it over, though. Even with her weakness, but the bigger issue, or equally as bad, is she can't get into the lane and make a play. Right? Her game stops at the 3-point line. She can't do nothing else, and that's glaring. You know what I mean? So that's why right now with HVL, the problem is because she's a rookie and she's not super fast, people are harassing her to try to get her to turn the ball over. Which HVL have to do, and I said this early in this broadcast, is use your strengths. Your strengths ain't speed. She's not, even though she's small, she's not the fastest guard. But what she is physical. She's a very physical guard for a small guard. Use that physicality, right? Use your body. You're going to get the benefit of the doubt of the calls. All she need to do. You get what I'm saying? Because she's going to make the three, which we know. She's going to also be able to dribble and pull up and make a midi, and she could get to the rim and finish through contact. So because she has those things, she allows us to win more games. She allows us to win more games because she has more tools at her arsenal. And as a smaller guard, I got to give it to her. Because, I don't believe in small guards on the other end. But she been getting some, She been getting some steals. She been playing solid defense. So I just want to give her that credit. I think your name is Tiare. If I said that wrong, I apologize. Correct me. Tiare says, hey, Brooklyn, what's good? What's good, T? How you feeling? I'm not sure if I read this. Liquid Ocelot says, I am curious to see what Angel will be like at the 3. And Angel has pretty much played every position. That's a fact. That's a fact. The fact that she can dribble the ball offensively and defensively, she could play that 3. You get what I'm saying? She just needs to be more comfortable letting the ball fly. That's what I would tell her if I was her coach. I went and looked at somebody. I went and looked at players that's shooting around her percentage. You know what I mean? They putting up the ball at the power forward position. They putting up the ball about 3 times a game from 3. At the small forward position, they putting up the ball about 6 times a game from 3. And she's right around some of the people who you would think is great 3-point shooters. So I would tell her, like, yo, Angel, shoot the ball 3 times a half. Wherever you see fit, shoot the ball 3 times a half. I'm talking about 3-point shots. She can shoot as many middies as she wants. But 3-point shots, just give me 3 a half. I mean, and I'll be comfortable with that. Hot Boy Coleon says, Brooklyn, what you think about this? I'm Dallas GM. I trade Enrique and Big T for Kamilla and Rebecca Allen. Trade Dejanay and Alyssa Smith
to Phoenix. I like the first trade. I don't like the second trade because Phoenix, the way Phoenix plays, they a 3-point shooting team. Neither one of those people, Dejanay and Melissa, doesn't really help there. Even though I'm gonna give Dejanay some credit, she's been shooting a 3-ball a lot better this year. But I don't think they fit what they're trying to do in Phoenix. And also, we got to give up on. Listen, this is basketball. You don't always get to play with your girlfriend. You know what I mean? If you're lucky enough to be on a team with your girlfriend, cool, but you ain't about to play your whole career together. So if a trade is gonna happen, they're gonna get broken up. The same thing happened with Twins. Look at the NBA, right? Carlos Boozer Twins is I forget what team they going to, but they going to college this upcoming year. They're gonna play in college together. When they get drafted, they're gonna be on 2 different teams. Look at the Thompson twins in the NBA. You got one in Detroit, one in Houston. You get what I'm saying? My point is saying that just because you family members or just because you twins or just because you boyfriend and girlfriend, you're not gonna always play on the same team. So thinking that we're gonna just package them up together all the time, it ain't gonna happen. You gotta do what's right for the organization and what fits. So for instance, I would take a Dejanay in Chicago just because we need another 3-and-D player. I'm gonna give her credit for shooting the 3 better, and I think a Dejanay and an Angel would be scary to deal with. I wouldn't want to play against that team. If I got to deal with Dejanay and Angel, I wouldn't want to deal with that team. Melissa Smith, I don't know. I think Melissa Smith is good where she at. She probably should stay. She's from Dallas. And I ain't gonna say she's from Dallas. She's from Texas. I don't know where in Texas she's from. She might be Dallas, but she's home. Let her stay there and kind of develop a little bit and see what happens. TRA says send Angel to the Wings. Listen, they might want to do that. They just might want to do that. Hot Boy Coleon says draft AZ for Flossie Johnson and go after Ariel Atkins in free agency this offseason and bring her back home, to bring her back to her home state and areas close to Duncanville, Texas. Make a trade for Aaliyah Edwards. Those must be your favorite places. Those some weird. That's some weird names to pull together, and I don't even think they need all of that. I could understand the AZ Fudd thing. I don't know how you get AZ Fudd and Flossie Johnson though, unless you got 2 top picks. I don't think Dallas has 2 top picks. Ari Wack is gonna be a free agent, so if she don't want to come back to Chicago, maybe she goes to Texas, right? And then again, I don't understand the Aaliyah Edwards thing, especially not with the bigs y'all got. I don't know. I don't understand that, but I could see the AZ Fudd thing. But again, like I said, Paige needs a big, so it'll probably be Lauren Betts. Now, that's how high you are on Lauren Betts, right? Some people don't look at Lauren Betts like she's that dominant. So we all see. Listen, I think we have enough of a sample size to see that just because you 6'7" or you 6'8" doesn't mean that you're gonna be a top player in the league. You got to actually have that in you. So the question is, do you think Lauren Betts have it in her to be, a top big in the league? So, but the AZ Fudd thing, I could definitely see that. T says Wings do not want Allen. Hot Boy Coleon says, I love Flossie Johnson's game. Yeah, Flossie is nice. Flossie is definitely nice. Hot Boy says, I'm not high on Lauren Betts. Yeah, a lot of people not. And I don't know. I don't know enough to say, yeah, remember what I put it to you like this. Remember what Kiki went through? A lot of people trash Kiki for how she played at USC, but look at her now. I bet you a lot of people like, yo, I'll take her on my team. Imagine if Kiki and Paige played together right now, right? Paige will have that inside big, what Nelissa Smith should be doing, right? Paige will have that inside big that's like, you could tell she got a bright future. You could tell she's growing into the, you just seen her battle with Asia Wilson the other day, and they played well. You know what I mean? She played well versus Asia. So you can see the type of big Kiki is developing into, and it's going to be one of those top, I'm assuming, looking at from what she's showing right now, she's probably going to be an all-star this year, looking at the all-star numbers. And that's what's lacking. Paige and Enrique, both great players, both good players, but they just not. Paige and Enrique is not like, it's not equaling to winning, and that's what you want. At the end of the day, that's what you want. So I think Paige needs somebody on the inside that could dominate the inside while she dominate the outside. Steady Servant says, "What did I say about Kiki, brother? I know them though." Now that's a fact. You absolutely right. They didn't want to listen to you. They didn't want to listen to you. You know, they kept bringing up Anissa Murrow. Shout out to Anissa Murrow, and I think Anissa Murrow is going to come along. But you can clearly see the difference between college. If you look at Anissa Murrow and Kiki, that's a perfect example between college and the pros, right? Because in college, Anissa Murrow, it wasn't like a huge gap, but Anissa Murrow looked like the better player, and she might only be. But right now, in their rookie season, they don't even look close, and that's just because Kiki fits the position. I think Anissa is going through what Angel went through last year of learning a new position, because I think right now Anissa is learning how to be more of a 3, which she didn't learn in college because she was pretty much, solidified at that 4. But I think right now she's learning how to be a small forward along with the power forward skills. Like, she's doing both. So she's not translating as quickly, because I think she's going to translate. That's not going to be an issue. But she's not translating as quickly as a Kiki is. Kiki stepped right in and just like hit the ground running, as you can see. But it's funny because if this was a few months ago and they were still in college, people was questioning, should Kiki even be as high as a pick as she was, right? People was questioning that. So that goes to show you right there. Steady Servant says, "Hey Reddit." T. Kamilla says, "What's goody, Brooklyn? Ain't nothing much, man. Just staying here talking basketball." T. Kamilla says, "Anissa played a guard at DePaul." She did? Okay, I didn't really watch. I can't. I don't know. I thought she played big at DePaul. So I don't know. So I didn't know she played guards. Okay. Steady Servant says, she gonna be all right. She a dog too. Yeah, that's just, listen, me critiquing, and y'all know me. Yeah, you know what I mean. We all family here, so y'all all know me. Me critiquing a player isn't saying that player isn't gonna be good. This is just my basketball IQ, right? Like, this is me looking at a player and saying, okay, I could see, and I hope people understand this. I hope people understand what I'm about to say. And put it to you like this, before I say what I'm about to say so you can understand it, Charles Barkley said it the best. He said at every level, when you become a top player, when you start talking about high school, when you go to the next level, you go back to the bottom. When you go to college, you got to build yourself up to a top player. Then you go to the pros, you go back to the bottom, and you got to build yourself up again. So the reason why I said what I said is because I could tell Anissa right now, if this was the start of a race, she's behind Kiki. Kiki is already out and running. That doesn't mean that they're not going to finish at the same point, or maybe even Anissa passes Kiki. In college, though, it was a different story. If you remember in college, anybody who watched LSU or anybody who watched USC, and especially with the hustle and the dog that was in Anissa, even though Kiki had the physical skills, the way Anissa played, you would say Anissa was better, right? You liked Anissa more because she played with more of that heart, that grit that helped you win games. But we in the pros now, and what I'm saying is Kiki's game is translating quicker than Anissa's game. That's not saying that one is better than the other. None of that. That's just saying we both got a new job. And like, you know what I mean, we both interviewed for a tech job, You might be better at the job than me, but I'm picking it up quicker than you. So in the beginning, I'm understanding it quicker than you are. But you might ultimately be better than me at the job. Who knows? You get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Kiki hit the ground running. It's taking Anissa a little bit longer, is all I'm saying. But they both nice. They both and who knows? I don't know who's gonna be the better player ultimately, but they both are assets, they both are great players. But you can tell right now, Kiki, and I'm only bringing it up because again, you see how quickly people are to kick you when you down, or people with Kiki was getting killed a couple months ago. She was getting killed. I don't hear those same people. I don't hear it no more, right? Because she's playing like a Rookie of the Year candidate right now. You get what I'm saying? And none of those people were saying that a few months ago. So going back to what I said a second ago, I got to give you credit, Steady Serving, because you was singing the praises for Kiki when everybody wasn't. So shout out to you for that. T says Kiki was not good tonight against the Wings. Okay, I really didn't get a chance to see the whole game. I only saw parts of the game. But she'll bounce back though. Hot Boy Corleone says, I love the Mystics future. They got a lot of picks. Steady Serving says, yeah, she is behind. And again, she's behind, but not that far behind, because like I said, you can see the development already. She's knocking down threes. I don't know if y'all seen that. I think it was the last game I seen she's knocking down threes, so she's starting to develop her small forward skills. And as Kamilla said, I didn't even know this at guard. Apparently, she played guard at DePaul, so she got it in her bag. She just need the Angels doing. Just pull it out the bag. Look what Ocelot says. Send Angel over to my Aces. That's another good fit though. I thought about that too, Ocelot. Angel on the Aces is because I can't think of it. Kia Stokes is great for you defensively. You know, Kia Stokes gonna defend. She's gonna rebound for you, but you want somebody who can also put the ball in the basket. And Angel won't be as good as a defender because she's not as tall and she don't block as many shots. But she will rebound for you and she will score for you. And I think she with a person like Asia, I think she'll have more space, so she won't deal with so many double teams as she does on the Sky. Our boy Corleone says Kiki game is pro ready. Yeah, that's my point. But my point also was a few months ago, nobody was saying that. Everybody's saying it now because we've seen it. But a few months ago, when she was at USC, a lot of people was kicking Kiki. A lot of people. I wasn't one of them, right? Because one thing about me is I don't do the recency bias thing, right? A lot of people will see one game and they all of a sudden they'll switch on you. They was all for you. They see one game where maybe some, I think it was the Cyrus Strong. Was it Cyrus Strong? I forgot who it was. It was somebody. It might have been Cyrus Strong, but they all just switched on Kiki. That shit was funny. Steady Serving Sports says, at DePaul, she wasn't appreciated. She followed the NIL and Angel. Got you. Tika Miller says, before the game against Dallas the first time, Kiki was in a rut. She had 5 bad games and went off on Dallas, Minnesota, and Vegas. Tonight against Dallas, she struggled again, but I think she was tired. Y'all rookie mistake again. I'm trying to click back off the Wnba page and I keep clicking back off the whole web browser. All right, y'all. Just check my notes. That's all I got so far for today. We done went through all of my notes, so I want to say I appreciate everybody who came through and rock with me. Hopefully we get a win tomorrow. We'll see. Man, Chicago is a tough team to root for, man. Chicago is tough, man. T says, T Kamilla, I was at the game tonight and the Mystics looked so bad in the first half. I was afraid Enrique was going to shoot us out of them. Man. Enrique to the sky, man. Enrique to the sky. But yeah, listen, everybody hit that like button. If you ain't hit the like button yet, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. Shout out to the haters. Apparently, I got a few haters watching me. Shout out to you guys. Listen, you guys is welcome now. I don't know what y'all. Listen. As you can see, I'm cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. It ain't no. This women's basketball. This women's basketball. You heard? So, listen, man. Everybody's welcome here. Shout out to everybody who came through, support the kid, even the haters. Shout out to you guys too. You know, you guys motivate me to continue doing what I'm doing. So yeah, shout out to y'all. But more, even I like to show. I like to highlight. I like to highlight the people that show love. So even more love, even bigger shout out to the people that show me love, because y'all the ones who's important. You get what I'm saying? So make sure, once again, please humbly hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, holla at me in the comments. You already know I'm gonna holler back. And share the channel, man. Share the channel. Y'all already know if you haven't seen it, I've done a 7-hour conversation about Angel and the Chicago Sky. I broke it up into 30 minutes for you guys. It's on our playlist, so you can listen to it while you're working. You get what I'm saying? You can chime in. You know what I mean? Tell me you guys' views and opinion. Next time I do that, you know what I mean? Maybe I have some different voices. Maybe we talk about a different team. You know what I mean? You never know. But that conversation was pretty dope, and it was impromptu because I didn't expect to have a 7-hour live. Right? And then also that show wasn't supposed to be about Chicago or Angel. That was supposed to be like what I did tonight. I was supposed to talk about like different teams, even though I spent a lot of time talking about Chicago in the beginning. I'm gonna do that because that's my team, right? We gotta talk about it. But I also like to talk about other teams as well. You get what I'm saying? So if you enjoy the content, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I want to say thank you to everybody who came through the chat. Holla at you, kid. It's still a lot. It's still a good amount of y'all in here too. So shout out to y'all. I probably will be back tomorrow, Sunday. I'll probably do another live on Sunday, probably right after the game or sometime on Sunday to talk about the game and stuff like that. So definitely pull back up, support the kid. Steady Servant says, let them hate. Watch you do your thing. Good job. Absolutely. Liquid Isolide says, I think Kiki can definitely win Rookie of the Year. It's possible. I think Paige will win it, deservingly so. I think she will be the best rookie, but Kiki is right there. Sonya Citron is right there. I think that's pretty much it. Those are probably the big three that could probably win it. With that said, man, everybody a good night. Enjoy the game. And let's continue spreading the word on women's basketball. I'm out.